Nick, what's up, Nick? He says, Bradley, I have a pretty basic question about blog posts slash site structure. I have my category pages redirecting to the top of the silo page, but I'm struggling with where on the website I should be linking to the blog post. Is it ideal to include every blog post related to the silo linking out from the very same top of silo post? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Nick. Let's see. Is it ideal to include every blog post related to the silo linking out from that very same top of silo post? No, excuse me. No, see, I like to do kind of the opposite, where I like to do like everything below the top of silo links back up to the top, not the other way around. I don't like to have the top linking out to everything below it, if that makes sense. I'm not going to diagram it out because we're not in the mastermind right now. And Nick, I think you dropped out of the mastermind. I don't think you're in there anymore, but for whatever reason. But all I do is I try to link back down from the top of silo page to the first post in the silo. Right? Does that make sense? And then all of the interlinking is done below that. So in other words, each subsequent post can link to the previous post, and it can cross-link to other posts within the same silo. And you can always link back up from every supporting post back up to the top of silo page. But I usually only have one link from the top of silo page down into the silo. So it just links into one supporting post. That's it. Because what I want is I want all of the link equity to be flowing through from all the blog posts always back up to the top of silo page. Does that make sense? And so if you're recycling link equity, which is what you can do with a proper type of silo structure, is I want all of that link equity from all the the child pages of the posts, right? Essentially, every one of those has an internal link that either links to one of the other posts in the same silo or up to the top of silo page or both, which is fine. And all that link equity kind of accrues throughout the silo, but all funnels back up to the top of silo page. And on the top of silo page, I typically only have one link down into the silo, which pushes some of it back down into the silo. And then perhaps another link on the top of silo page that links up to like the home page, for example, if that makes sense. So that essentially all those supporting posts become like little link equity traps, right? Or in other words, each one of those, especially because you're syndicating your syndication network every single time you post. And if you're powering up your syndication network posts, which I recommend that you do, then you're pushing power from your syndication network, into your posts, which ultimately push back up to the top of silo page. And I only want a little bit of that juice that's flowing up into the top of silo page, going back down into the silo. And that's kind of recycling it. Then I want some of that juice going up to the homepage too, because the homepage then can redistribute that juice throughout the rest of the site, depending on how you have your internal links set up on your homepage, which I know follow the shit out of everything on my homepage, except for where I want to direct the link flow, if that makes sense. So for example, on my home pages and stuff now, guys, like I know follow every freaking link on the homepage, except for the target pages that I want link equity to flow to. And then I redirect all of my internal links, like I said, to where it's very, very strategic as to how, and that's part of the reason why I said in the last few months that I've switched to a much more simple type of site structure, because when you have a bunch of tag pages and a bunch of categories and subcategories and all that kind of stuff, it can be very difficult to direct link flow that way. But when you have a much simpler kind of build on the site, then it makes it a lot easier to direct that sort of a flow. So I think there's been some confusion on that, because in the mastermind, one of our members, G, actually just posted earlier today. I've got a reply to him about, he says, a normal silo, you link down from the top of the silo down into the silo. And because I had actually described what I'm telling you, Nick, in a previous reply to this thread in Facebook. And I was talking exactly what I just mentioned to you about how I like to link within the silo, deep from within the silo, always back up to the top. And so his reply to me was like, well, in a traditional silo, you link back down. Well, I don't know why that, like, who said that was a traditional silo? The way I look at it is I always want the link equity flowing up to my top of silo pages, not the other way around. I don't want it flowing down other than a percentage of it, because that's how you recycle link juice, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but